On March 23, 2019, the Youth Center of Los Alamitos inaugurated its first Youth Center Gala celebration to honor its 1 millionth hour of service to the youth of Los Alamitos and surrounding areas since 1952. This Night of Inspiration was held at the Old Ranch Country Club in Seal Beach. Well, welcome to the Old Ranch Country Club in Seal Beach, and we are here tonight for the very first annual Night of Inspiration and gala and champagne event and dinner and dance, and it is the first annual benefiting our very own youth center in Los Alamitos, and I am with our very own executive director of the youth center. Just a few moments before we let the audience into the dining room for the presentation itself, I'm with Lena Lume, executive director of the youth center for 10 years?
14 years.
14 years, it's amazing. Lena, what is tonight about? This is, of course, the first annual gala, Night of Inspiration. What's it about?
All right, so it's a very historical moment for us, for the Youth Center. We're celebrating 1 million of service hours to local kids since 1952, when we opened our doors for the first time, and we served about 50 kids. Now, so many years later, we serve 3,000 kids each and every year, and we reached 1 million service hours, and we wanted to celebrate that because there is a lot of volunteers and people who support our mission that made us to this point, that helped us reach this point. So this night is a night of inspiration, a night about the kids, and a night about all the volunteers that helped us get here.
Well, you certainly are an inspiration in that beautiful outfit tonight. A lot of very well-fitted people here tonight that will participate. You will see tonight a number of events. You'll hear some music.
Absolutely, with live music from the very beginning. When you walk in, there is live music with the elementary jazz band, our own musicians that are playing there, followed by the high school, Los Alamitos High School jazz band, and then a little secret, we will have the live band and music with our own past board member, Joe Partiz, and his team, professional live band, playing after the event.
Okay. I get the first dance?
Sure.
Okay. I want to mention that the middle school band combo was also out there featured at the introduction to the program. So a lot going on tonight, a lot of activities, a lot of, we hope, inspiration, and maybe a few dollars will flow to benefit, of course, our very own youth center, our oldest nonprofit in Los Alamitos. So stay tuned with us for the beautiful Lena Lume as she holds forth for tonight's Night of Inspiration, benefiting the Youth Center here in Los Alamitos. Okay, as the Oak Middle School Jazz Combo, an award-winning jazz combo for Oak Middle School, kicks up the action here at Old Ranch Grand Ballroom. I'm talking with a grand old patron and founder, one of the founders of the Youth Center in Los Alamitos, Tom Stretz. Tom, kind of an exciting night, right?
Nice,
I mean,
wonderful night.
been no night like tonight ever for the Youth Center.
That's correct.
Okay, you know, there's so much history that we could talk about that encompasses your tenure at the Youth Center. But I just, there's really one thing that really I want to get across to folks who can't be here tonight and wish we all could. But tonight is a great night for the Youth Center. But I've got to ask you, as one of the inceptors of the Youth Center and someone who carried that flag for many, many years as executive director of the Youth Center, what does it take to keep a nonprofit alive? We have many nonprofits in Los Alamitos have come and gone, but the Youth Center has been in Los Alamitos since 1952. What's the secret?
Well, first I want to make it clear that I wasn't here in 1952 because I'd have been 8 years old. But the sustainability of the Youth Center comes from really two spots. First of all, a dedicated board of directors that really has vision rather than management in mind. They want to govern to give the resources that the nonprofit needs to be successful. The second part of that, of course, is that you have somebody that rides the horse. And that would be the executive director and the people that he or she hires to oversee the programs. And we've had great success in attracting people who really care about kids and give their all about what it is that kids need to succeed. And of course, the top of that has been Lena in the last 7-10 years, and the people that she has hired, like Jay and the other people, who really get what it's about to serve people. Now you put that all together, and it attracts funders, which every nonprofit needs. And tonight is the culmination of that in her tenure in this gala, which will not only feed the emotions of all of us here, but the other donors that aren't here. It's just a great evening.
Yeah, well, and we've gotten to this point at the Youth Center in Los Alamitos partly because of the leadership of this man here, Tom Stretz, over many, many years, brought the Youth Center to, I think we can say, another level.
Well, and as Lena has, she took it to a level that I could not take it to. Her gender, her energy, what she thought was important that I never saw. So it's all of that. That we all give a little piece of ourselves, and hopefully the person that follows Lena will have that same drive to give their piece to the evolution of the Youth Center.
Well, certainly Lena's all about energy. And energy is what we're picking up tonight here at the first annual Night of Inspiration here at Old Ranch Country Club, and certainly more to come tonight. Here in the banquet hall at the Old Ranch Country Club for the Night of Inspiration, I have with me the new editor of the News Enterprise for this entire area, not just Los Alamitos, Seal Beach, Cypress, David Young. David, News Enterprise is out here in force tonight to take part in this gala, this first gala event for the Youth Center in Los Alamitos. Why are you all out here tonight representing for the News Enterprise?
Well, John, 1 million service hours is really something to be celebrated no matter what endeavor. But when it pertains to the youth of the community, which is the future, and it's so much ingrained into this community, it's really incumbent upon an enterprise like the Event News to be here. I mean, as we look around the room, we see people that have invested a lot of time, a lot of money into this endeavor, and we all know the product of that, dividends of those investments, which is incredible programs for youth. So we want to be here to help celebrate and to cover the news.
Well, it is a gala night, and you have dressed for the night, and you may be the best dressed man here tonight, David Young.
And that's not true. But thank you anyway. I appreciate that.
Okay, all right.
Thank
Make
you.
a few points wherever I can. All right, David Young, thank you very much for being here. And on to our MC and keynote speaker, Dawn Farrell, at this Night of Inspiration for the Youth Center in Los Alamitos.
Thank you, John.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Youth Center Gala. My name is Dawn Farrell, and I'm going to be your host for tonight. All right. And I'll be your host for tonight. I want to thank you all for being here, and to kick off our evening, would you please welcome for our Pledge of Allegiance, Chief Petty Officer Shannon Butterfield of the United States Coast Guard, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Shannon, would you please share what let's do the Pledge of Allegiance first, and then you can tell us why the Youth Center is so important.
Thank you very much. Everyone could put your hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much.
Please tell us why the Youth Center is important to you.
So my experience with the Youth Center has been very unique in the fact that I've traveled all over the United States, I've served in many different places, and I've answered the call of duty on many occasions. Oftentimes when we answer the call of duty, it's not just a, hey, can you come into work and can you work late? Or, we have something going on, we have a major project. It's, we have a major hurricane, people can't get food, water, we have no electricity. By the way, can you fly in for an undetermined amount of time? We don't know where you're going to sleep, and we don't know when you're coming back. But can you make that call right now? No questions asked. Well, when you have children, that hits home because you're leaving and you don't know what's happening. They see on the news all this stuff that's happening and they see people in danger. But you look at them and say, I'm going to help people that need my help, okay? They say, okay. Well, what makes a difference is when they have a support network. I can leave and I can come home and know that they have a community and a family who's been there for them, who's understood everything that I value and I cherish, and who helps them thrive to want more. When I come home, they've been up on their homework, they've been doing everything, and they've had people that have given them the hugs that I haven't been able to give them, and people who tell them, you know what, celebrate your mom and be proud. So for me, the Coast Guard is something that, or the Youth Center is a place that I cherish because I do answer the call of duty, but also they're the ones who make the sacrifices for me to answer that call of duty, and I want to know that they are taken care of in the way that I would take care of them, and that they've been loved in the way that I love them. So thank you very much for your time.
Can I have Jennifer Fontanilla please come up and lead us in the invocation?
Good evening, everyone. We bow our heads and before we have our dinner. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering all of us together for this incredible evening and for being able to celebrate 67 years of service to thousands of families and over 1 million hours of service to local children. We thank you for this organization and being able to keep kids off the streets and to provide life-changing leadership and educational programs. We thank you for this night and for this food that you have provided. We ask that you bless it to nourish us, and we give you thanks for allowing us to serve these families. We ask that you continue to bless the staff, the board, volunteers, all of our local community leaders, and most of all those who have supported us and those who continue to support the Youth Center. May we have many more years of making a difference, and may we enjoy this evening of celebration. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jennifer. Please, now that we've got the formal stuff, the pledge and the invocation done, please continue to eat because food is going to come. And we want to get through all of this talky part so that we can get to the music and the drinking and the dancing and the general carousing. So that's where we're going to move to very quickly. Let me introduce myself very quickly. I'm Don Farrell. Some of you know me from around the community. I have been involved with St. Isidore's Historical Plaza. I was the consultant to the Los Alamitos Unified School District on the safety of the schools after the Sandy Hook events back east to make sure that our campuses were safe and our staff of our campuses were trained in emergency response, search and rescue, and earthquake preparedness. I did 33 years on the Los Angeles Police Department, which is why the Bad Boys theme played for a few moments there. I did have the honor of serving our community for those years, and Deborah McNicky, whose family grew up next door to mine, asked me back in September if I wouldn't mind hosting this. And when I called her in January to find out what we were doing, she says, I don't know, I'm going to be away on a cruise. So, it's kind of last man standing. I have the mic, which means I have the power. So please continue to eat, and we'll move forward with our...
Sorry, you're not allowed to leave.
Walked in. You talk about giving in this community, and there is one family that stands above the rest with their giving. I had the pleasure of meeting the Poe family after I retired from the police department. I went over, and I was over at St. Isidore's when they used to have the food truck night. And we had the food trucks and music and the beer and wine stuff on Thursday nights, and it was a really nice thing. And I ran into a couple of families that my kids had played sports with growing up and had gone to school, and they said, Donnie, you're retired, you need to get involved with something in this community. And I said, yeah, daytime TV is getting a little boring. And I feel my IQ dropping with every Jerry Springer episode that runs. So I got involved with St. Isidore Historical Plaza. Well, at that time, Marilyn Poe was the treasurer, but had been so active in that organization that I only came new to in 2012. And then I got to meet her husband and her son. And of course, her son is famous throughout Dr. Billy Poe, and it's Dr. William. I think he's looked in every mouth of every kid in the city of Los Alamitos at one time or the other. And so I've worked with Marilyn, and I've met the Poe family, and I've been able to work with them at the plaza. And then when I saw that they were being honored on this event, I took a deeper look at the Poe family. And it's amazing. William Poe III was the only lawyer in Los Alamitos back in the 1940s. And he worked with the Vessels family to get the first youth center built. And that was at the corner of Los Alamitos Boulevard and Cattell. That was something. And then as the community outgrew that location, I talked with Marilyn, and she talked of the bingo nights that were held every Saturday and how Billy couldn't date because every Saturday he was calling bingo at the youth center to build the center. And so when you come down the line and you think about Dr. Poe's involvement with the Little League at St. Hedwig's, is that Little League? Pony League. Pony League. I mean, he was the president of their association. This family has given heart and soul to the community, and this is just a small token of respect and acknowledgement for everything that you guys have done. And so please, Wonpo III, whose legacy is enshrined on the current youth center. His name is up there every time you walk in. William Poe IV, Marilyn Poe, please stand. Marilyn Poe, Dr. Billy William Poe V, his wife Janet, William Poe VI, Bonnie, Kathy, Cumberland, and Jaxie. And so, did I forget any of the Poe crowd? Thank you all. Who did I forget? Mark. Please, you're part of the club. This family means so much to our community. Thank you all. Thank you, Poes. We all love you. And now, a moment for the woman without whom we would not be here, who I had the pleasure of working with for the very first time when we tried to do a Frighttoberfest at the Plaza, where we tried to put the haunted house at the St. Isidore's Plaza, and she just wowed me with her vision, her clear ability to think through issues, and her tenacious attitude at seeing those goals accomplished. And we could not be here, we would not have the programs that we have without the operating officer of, I don't know what your title is, Lena. Director? Lena Bloom.
I can't guarantee you'll understand everything I will say today because I have a very thick, apparently Russian accent in the evening. According to me, I have a very mild accent. Who needs a podium, right? Today, so I guess it's not utilized. But they gave me 1 minute today. And for many of you who know me, 1 minute is a big challenge for me today. But what I wanted to share with you is that when I came to this country, I came pregnant and I was pregnant and I had no plan. I ended up in the shelter for about 2.5 years. And volunteer, a simple volunteer saved my life. 2.5 years later, I was pretty successful. You know, I'm smart. I'm a goal-getter, so 2.5 years, fast forward, I made it. I had a full-time job, I had my own apartment, I had my beautiful daughter. And then Tom Stretz, he was working for the youth center. He's really a true legacy in the youth center. He offered me a job that I kindly declined. Then he brought the guns. That's the American expression, right? He got his beautiful wife, Hattie, and she said, I just want to meet with you. So Hattie, she said, I really, really think that it's a great job for you. Okay. I didn't see where the youth center was. I didn't know what the youth center does. You just don't say no to Hattie. So thank you, Hattie, for bringing me to the youth center. Since my very first day that I started working at the youth center, it was a true challenge. You know, working with man, it's complicated. He doesn't multitask. I'm going 10 projects at a time, and he will go, slow down, honey. So I learned patience with this guy. I'm still working on it. But Dawn asked me to talk really about the inspiration and what it means to me. And really, an inspiration is every single person in this room, honestly. You guys are amazing. First, I want to talk about this guy, Chad. Chad is unbelievable. He's a general manager of Ganal Lumber, and he's new. When he came in, he's like, we're gonna take the youth center down, you know, parking lot renovations. And I'm like, who is that guy? I don't like this guy. Already, I didn't meet him. Then I met him, he's okay. But then, as I got to know him, the guy has such a big heart. Chad, you are an inspiration to me. Running the nonprofit is not easy. You have to raise every single penny. Every single penny you buy the paper with. You buy supplies for the kids. You have to raise every single penny. And really, the people that you go to my board, and there's so much I can squeeze out of them, and they're amazing. My board is amazing. But this guy stands even more than my board. Because during the last year, during the Christmas trees, you know, we sell Christmas trees. We sell Christmas trees to everybody. Hanukkah bushes, Christmas tree, anything you name, we sell, okay? So we didn't sell quite as many as I planned at our new location. About 400 of them. That's about $20,000 plus. Taken out of the kids. And of course, I'm thinking, okay, I'm packing my bags, going back to Russia, I've got to say goodbye to my husband. Then this guy sends me email, and he said, you know what? I'm gonna buy every single tree. Olivia is proud to have you as your dad. You're a true inspiration in my eyes. You're a true hero. So as a new general manager, I like you. My inspiration, you guys are amazing. My inspiration is my friends, Emma and Armando, and my husband, who is right there with me every single way of the way. When I tell. That during the weekend, by the way, hold your applauses. I have only a minute, so you're taking away from my time, okay? During the weekends, we go to galas, and we plan garage sales, and we pick up donations, and this guy never says no, so thank you. You are my inspiration. Again, going back to my board of directors, you guys are truly the best. Everybody works so hard on my board. They give their time, their talents, and they can handle Lena. Handling Lena is a lot, especially being sober and taking Lena, that's a lot. And they do that rather well. To all my past board members, thank you so much. And the Poe family, we adore you. Thank you for being here today. I know you canceled your plans and you changed everything around to be here, and I thank you. Lil Lansdale and Mark Wagner, thank you. You guys are an inspiration, true the legacy that carries on and the youth center build on. Even my realtor in here, you know, I'm buying the house, he's here. You are an inspiration to me. Thank you. But the true, hold on, your applauses. But truly, the inspiration to me is the kids. The kids who I see every single day. As I mentioned to you, it's not hard working for, it's hard working for the youth center. Oh, it's hard, it's a lot of work. You work. And then those adorable kids like Connor come to you, and they will look up to you and they will say, do you need any help? Aw, that's true. It's not hard anymore. Thank you to every single person who gave of your money, of your time. Thank you to my fellow Rotarians who back me up and support me. Thank you for the Lions Club, who is always amazing. You guys always help us. Every time we have an event, you're there for us.
Thank you to everybody who is here. Enjoy your night. You guys are gonna dance with me. It's not a question, it's a statement. And I want you to hear from our true inspiration, from our kids. Thank you so much. Enjoy the night. And thank you, National Security, right here, a new person. He got elected, even he knows Russians, you know? I don't know how, but thank you. You are an inspiration to me, too.
Lena, if you stay up here, please. Can I have Ryan Billings and Jeffrey Blanc come up with New York Life for the presentation of the 1 million hour service special award.
So, as a board member, I'm going to exploit some time. I'm so sorry. So, the Poe family. Sorry, I got to pick my mic. Is there a John Poe in your family? So, how old is he? Is he 47? So, John Poe was my closest friend in elementary school, just so you know. So, we'll talk about that later on. So, I went to the youth center 40 years ago for the first time. My dad was a Los Alamitos police officer, and so we went to Lee Elementary, and then they closed down. My brother and I went to Lee, and then my mother was at work, so we would just walk over to the police station. My dad said, hey, head on over to the youth center, and so we would just hang out there until it was time to go home. I would like to acknowledge Chad Kidder. I'd like to acknowledge Tom Stretz, Philip DiMatteo, the Lions. Thank you for all your support. Shelly Hasselbrink, Troy Edgar, Mayor of Los Alamitos, but nevertheless, it's all the dignitaries. And then why we're here, why I'm up here, is we'd like to present a check for $5,000. So on behalf of myself, New York Life, and my firm, Work Financial, we'd like to present this check of $5,000 to the Youth Center for your million hours worth of service to the community, keeping kids safe. So here's to another 1 million hours of service. Thank you.
Jeffrey, we need to talk later. I'm a cop's kid, and your dad probably chased me around Los Alamitos.
My brother's LAPD also.
Okay. You know you're a real Los Al kid if you know two things. What Tin Can Beach was before it was Bolsa Chica, and where the Sugar Shack was. I got hauled home by Los Al PD when I was 9 years old because me and my best buddy rode up to the back of the Sugar Shack and peeked inside. And for those of you who don't know what the Sugar Shack is, you can talk to some old Los Alamitans later on. So we'll talk later. And so can I please have the Nivea and Ariana Finn come up and talk about our after-school programs.
Hi, I'm Ariana. And I'm Nivea.
Nivea, excuse me.
We are 14 years old. So we both attend the youth center, and our mom's in the Coast Guard. So her job tends to send her away a lot. So it's important for her and for us in order for us to have a community in which we feel like we can belong to. And the community and the youth center gives us exactly that.
It has become like our second home. We excel in homework because we do homework at the youth center, and we also volunteer there, and we learn a lot of useful skills. And the youth center will always have a special place in our hearts.
Thank you so much. You know, we hear a lot about millennials and post-millennials and all the other kids and how things are different than when we were when we grew up. But remember, these are the kids we're handing our lives to. They're the ones who are going to be running this country, keeping the lights on and the water flowing when we're asking for extra raisins in our gruel. So, you know, be good to them and enjoy them for who they are and what they are. Our next speaker, who will talk about our Night Among the Stars, is Rory Loudermilk.
Hello, I'm Rory Loudermilk, and I'm
15 years old, and this year I won the Youth Center's A Night Amongst the Stars Scholarship Award. I won it for my work as a volunteer in the community. And I worked over 20,000 hours with the Girl Scouts of America and the March for Our Lives organization for anti-gun legislation. The Youth Center brought the entire community together to celebrate the the youth philanthropy. I remember that word because I had to read it like 60 times to know how to pronounce it. The youth philanthropy and encourages the entire community to give back. And I am honored and humbled, so very humbled, and to be acknowledged by the Youth Center means the absolute world to me. So thank you very much.
Could I please have Eliana Gourdet-Chabot come up and talk about our music program?
Hello, my name is Eliana and I am 9 years old. I had wanted to play an instrument for so long. Then, one day, a gentleman introduced my class to me to the cello, and that's when I fell in love with it. Thanks to the Youth Center's after-school music program, it made my dream come true. I'm having so much fun, and I'm very happy about it. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Joseph Moss, and he's going to talk about growing up with the youth.
Good job. Hi, you said my name right. That's the first. So I'm Joseph. I've been working at the Youth Center for about 3 years, and I came here as a transfer student from Long Beach. Being able to be at the Youth Center as a child, as a volunteer, and now a staff member, has truly been amazing. It's like having a second family, and I'm just so grateful. So thank you. So, I've been working at the Youth Center for 3 years. I've been working at the Rascals program. I've been working at the after-school program. And I feel to give back what I feel I got as a child. It's truly amazing. And I'm really grateful to be a part of this community. Thank
you. Next up, Kaylee Matthews on the Leadership Academy. Kaylee.
Hi everyone, I'm Kaylee. I'm 17 and I'm a senior at Los Alamos High School. And I first found out about the Youth Center through a flyer at my school about a tutoring job. And I was so excited when I finally got the job because tutoring was always something that I wanted to do. And then fast forward to summer and I had the opportunity to join Camp Shark as a volunteer. And I also became one of the Youth Center's photographers. And that same summer, I had the opportunity to attend their Leadership Academy. And the Leadership Academy really opened up my eyes to the responsibilities I'm going to start having as an adult. And like for example, Jen, she's over there, she taught us about like managing your credit and financial planning. And then Jeff, who's right there, taught us about how to find and like pursuing your passion. And now today, I still tutor kids at the Youth Center and take photos, and I'm proud to be able to do it as a volunteer. I mean, as an employee, not a volunteer anymore. So, thank you.
And our final youth speaker will be Connor Finn, a good Irish name. We'll be talking about Rascals.
Hi, my name is Connor, and I am 8, and I attend the Rascals program. I know I'm a good kid because I do well in school. Every day at Rascals, I read with my friends. Last year, I read 197 books. How many did you read? I love being part of the Rascals program.
tell you right now, you ain't gonna have to bribe anybody to get them into good colleges. By the way, did you hear that Felicity Huffman is meeting with Martha Stewart? They're going to be doing a real live version of Orange is the New Black. All right. Oh, I got a couple more. Bradley Cooper was going to be here, but he decided to hang out in his garage. Come on. See. Jay Leno was coming, but he made a wrong turn and can't find his way out of Rossmore. All right. One of the things that I really think that was shown by those young people who stood up here and spoke was that while some of us have given a lot, some of us have given some, there's always an opportunity to give more. And one of the programs that I think that we really need to look at in our community, and we are blessed with our community because we have great schools, we have great school support through LEAF, we've got the youth center, we've got Love Street in Los Alamitos with all of the nonprofits on it. We are a blessed community. But we've got one portion of our community that we are neglecting. And that's the 18 to 21-year-olds in our community. And in my experience as a law enforcement officer working gangs and narcotics, it's that community that needs our help and attention most. And so when you look at the Leadership Academy, counseling these kids, you know, if your kid goes off to the military, he's got a mommy and daddy who will tell him what to do. If they go to a college and go away to college, they will learn how to feed themselves, but they've got that support network. It's the kid who doesn't go to college, doesn't go in the military, and in our economy tries to get meaningful work. And those kids out there are the ones who are most at risk for becoming involved with narcotics and petty crime. And so one of the things that I'm going to be working with the Youth Center and with St. Isidore's, and I'm going to take it as one of my personal goals, is to find some sort of program to bring in those 18 to 24 to 21-year-olds. And towards that end, we have a $2 bill that we are going to auction off. And we're going to raise funds for a program for leadership, for the Leadership Academy. And so everybody has their bidding paddles that they were given with their bidding number. So I want to open the bidding for this $2 bill and signed certificate. And Katie Farrell, raise your paddle there for $25. Katie, that's $25. Do I see another paddle up? $25, 25, 907, 30, 35, 35, 35. Do I hear 40, 40, 121, number 40. Do I hear 45, 907, 45, 45, 45. Do I hear 50? Where's 50? 802 is 50, 50, 55, 55. Over here we got 385 for 55. Do I hear 60, 60? We got another bid over here at 60, 65, 65, 65, 802 again, 65. Come on, 70. Who's got 70? Well, we got a 70 over here, and we've got 80 here. 80, 80 here. Do I hear 90? 90 back in the corner over here. 100, 100, 100, 100. 802 is 100. 100, 110, 110. Where's 110? Going once. Going twice. 110, 110. Do I hear 120? 120. 120 over here. 500 from a lady over here. 550. 550. Do I hear 600? Do I hear 600? Going once. 600 over here. 600. Lena. 600. Come on. She's in a what? Come on. 600. 650. 650. 650 right here. Ganal number. 650. 650. 700. 700. 700. Going once. Going twice. Going sold. 903. Ganal. Chad, From the Ganal number, thank you so much for supporting this. I'm going to meet with you and some of the members of the youth center, and we're going to talk about what we can do to serve those kids from 18 to 21 and keep them as productive members of our society. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Brad, that was fun. Okay. Now, once again, when to ask, how to ask, where to ask. We know that there's lots of givers out there, and you guys have already committed to supporting this great organization. Now, we've got 5 levels of giving, and what I'd like to do now is I'd like to bring up the house lights, and I'd like to talk about the 5 levels of giving, and I'd like to get a commitment from people in this room who haven't hit rock bottom yet, who still have a little room in that bank account, maybe need a little more tax deduction, and we want to get a commitment from you for the different levels of sponsorship. So, if you want to donate $1,000 this year to the Youth Center, your $1,000 supports 20 kids in the after-school programs, like Nevaeh and Ariana. Please stand if you'd like to be a $1,000 participant. Come on, $1,000. Thank you, thank you. This will 20 kids in the after-school program. It'll change their lives and it'll keep them from dropping out. If you'd like to be a $500 donor to the Youth Center, please stand up. This provides a scholarship to an extraordinary youth that shines through giving and philanthropy. Ask Rory Loudermilk how this is going to affect her life. For 7 years in a row, the Youth Center has honored 90 youths who have completed 190,000 hours of volunteer service. We want to ignite their hunger for making our world a better place and keep this event going. So as a $500 sponsor for the Youth Center, please stand and hold up your number card. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For a $250 sponsor, it's 1 child in the music program for half a year. Ask Eliana how she loves her cello. Many children don't have the opportunity to be exposed to music, with no music education at any of the elementary schools in our district. The Youth Center is the only provider. I remember when I was going to Pine Junior High School, we had the first band, the first year it opened, and my dad, who was also a police officer, went down to the Garment District in LA and got berets and green sweaters donated to us. And that was us. We were the Pine Raiders. And so we had the opportunity to learn music from middle school on. So if you want to be a $250 sponsor, please stand up and hold up your card. $250 sponsor. Thank you. Thank you. $100 sponsors sponsor 2 students at the Youth Center Leadership Academy. This is a unique program, and it takes those kids from 18 to 21 and gives them the ability to apply for jobs, develop a resume, to make life decisions and take care of their life. Ask Joseph and Kaylee about what their experiences were there. So if you want to be a $100 sponsor, please stand up and hold up your card. Mara, stand up and hold up your card. 100. We have the 100 times 5 here again for, what's that? The $100 sponsor. Oh, the paddle numbers? Number 11. What's your paddle again? 903 times 5. 156, 112, 114, 115, 123. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your last opportunity to give is at the $50 level. And you know what? There's not a wasted dime when you're giving for such a great cause. Ask Connor what he does and how he loves to read in the Shark program. So if you'd like to be a $50 sponsor, please raise your card up. A $50 sponsor. 50, 50, 50, 50. 124, 50, 50, 50. $50 sponsor. What we got? Who we got over here? Yes, right there. Thank you, Con. 501. My eyes aren't that good. I think it's 501. 50, 50, 50, 50. Thank you so much for that. Where am I at, Lena?
All right, before we finish tonight, you guys hear me? Arnie, remember you're in the gala. Pay attention. Arnie, you're still at the gala. All right, we're trying to get it on time. You guys are gonna have the live music that's gonna start at 8:30. But before we start the live music, we're gonna start the live music. We're gonna dance, okay? But before we do that, and it's gonna open, and the music is gonna blast in, and there's a dance floor in there, and there's a chocolate flowing fountain with all the toppings, and it's carb-free, calories-free, because you're gonna dance while you're eating. So you eat, you dance, you burn at the same time, so it's a 0 calories. But before you really start dancing, you have 15 minutes. 15 minutes before the silent auction is going to be closed. So we realize that Arnie is still talking. Arnie talks a lot, usually, but he's going to be a discussion during our board meeting because he was a distraction during the main part of the gala. Arnie, stop talking. Anyway, we have the silent auction that's closing at 8:30, but we have a challenge. You can't see the silent auction anymore. So what I want you to do is, I want to use our technology. On your phones, you have a flashlight. So I want you all to turn your flashlights, and it's going to be one of a kind, exclusive experience to be in the dark. So you will only have 15 minutes. Now you have only 13 minutes to push people around and really win the item that you want, because the item is tax deductible. It benefits kids, like you've heard in here before, especially Connor. We're gonna buy the books, and we're gonna buy a lot of cool stuff for the kids. So make sure you outbid people, because every penny that you spend today is gonna support a child. Thank you so much. Enjoy the night. If you're not dancing today, you will be talking to me. So make sure, once you bid with your flashlights out, you guys are gonna, thank you again for being here tonight. You're amazing. Thank you to my volunteers and staff. So thank you. Enjoy the night. The night is gonna be over at 10 p.m.
All right, let's have Bob and Janice Dominguez please come up and announce for one quick moment the results of our fundraising campaign. Bob and Janice. Thank you. Thank you. Not counting the amount of contributions that were donated this evening, the Youth Center has raised $220,000 during this campaign. Thank you very much. We'd like to recognize our top campaigner, a volunteer who raised the most monetary contributions, Tom and Nancy Curran. Would you please stand? Thank you so much. Our top in-kind campaign contributor, Julie Robert. Our top division cash leader. Out of 4 volunteers stepped up to lead a group of campaigners. He's already standing, Arnie Fine.
Thank you so much. But we have a very, very special moment. I don't know how special it is with the politics going on, but we do have, from the Office of the President, we have 3 special recognitions tonight. And after that, I promise you could go flashlight, silent auction beating, okay, and dance and use the chocolate. You could smell it already. So can I have Arnie Fine, Beth Pyburn, and Debbie Kent come to the front, please? From the President's office, I would like to present you a special award. Hold it nice and proudly. And the medal from the President's office right here, for a lifetime achievement. So the 3 volunteers contributed over 25 years. Come together, they'll take a picture of you. For 25 years, over 4,000 hours contributed to the Youth Center to the kids. Some people give a lot. Those 3 give an incredible amount of time every single year. Thank you guys. And now the flashlight beating begins and our program officially over and the dancing and the live music begins. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. We'll see you on the dance floor.